So the first part of the glassware, part 4 of our experiment, we looked at 5 different graduated cylinders filled with colored liquids, and using those pictures with the zoomed in view of the curvature and meniscus of each graduated cylinder, you determine the volume of colored liquids in each of those different 5 graduated cylinders. Make sure that you included the appropriate number of significant figures for each of your measurements. And so therefore, you should have at least measured the volume in each of those graduated cylinders to at least 1 decimal place. And the next part of the glassware, part 4 of the experiment, is we're going to take a look at a 100 milliliter beaker. And so the capacity of this beaker, 100 milliliters. We're going to fill this beaker to exactly the 50 mil mark, which is this line in between the 40 and 60 milliliter lines. We're going to fill it exactly to the 50 milliliter mark with water. And so in taking a look at the water in the cylinder, in the beaker, I'm going to get eye level to the 50 mil mark line and make sure that my water is exactly on that line. If I have too much, and I think I have a little too much, I'm going to take a little bit of it out so that I'm exactly on that 50 mil mark line, which we can see there. So now that we've added 50 milliliters of water to the 100 milliliter beaker, now we're going to take our empty graduated cylinder and we're going to transfer the water from the 100 mil beaker to the graduated cylinder. And then we're going to determine the exact volume of the water that's in this beaker. And we need to make sure that our graduated cylinder is empty and clean. So we'll transfer from the beaker to the graduated cylinder. And then we're going to get eye level to the meniscus. And we're going to determine the exact volume of water. And we notice that it's not 50, it's actually 48. And so we'll record the volume of the measured volume of 50 milliliters of water in the 100 ml beaker as 48.0 milliliters. And then we'll repeat this 2 more times. So we'll empty the water out. And because it's water, we'll just do a shake, shaking any excess water out. And then we'll repeat. We'll take our 100 ml beaker again, fill it to the 50 ml line with water. We'll get eye level to that 50 ml line. And if we've overshot the line, which I have a little bit, I'll use my plastic transfer pipette to take the excess water out so that I'm right on that 50 ml line. So now we've got exactly 50 mils of water in that beaker. Now again, we're going to transfer it to the graduated cylinder. Make sure we don't spill any. Carefully transfer. And then we're going to determine the volume for our trial number 2. And again, we'll get eye level to the meniscus. That's about 48.5. And then we're going to do a final third trial. And again, we'll shake out any excess water. And again, for the third time, we'll take our 100 ml beaker and we'll fill it to the 50 ml mark. And of course, we want to make sure that we're exactly on the 50 ml line. And I've overshot it, but no problem. I'll take out the excess water using my transfer pipette. And now I'm going to transfer it again for the third and final time to my graduated cylinder. And again, I will get eye level to my meniscus. And that's right at 48.2. So now we've got 3 trials in which we've measured 50 mils of water in a beaker, transferred that water to a graduated cylinder, and determined a more accurate volume reading. A graduated cylinder is a lot more accurate at determining volumes than a beaker.